Hey everyone, welcome to the Checkered Chat. I'm Justin,
I'm Blake.
and where were we? Dover. That's where we were. Didn't remember. Um, yeah, we just came off a weekend at Dover.
Justin just found that out.
Sorry guys, I was on vacation this past weekend. Did watch the Cup race though. My way back from good old Helen, Georgia. It was a good weekend overall. I mean, the race was pretty decent. I mean, minus the winner, but
Well, yeah,
I mean, for Dover, it was good.
I guess. I mean, it was just your typical next gen. If you have the lead, nobody's going to pass you race.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, that you do have a point there. I think it's just typical concrete.
It also, like, if they would just add more horsepower to the car and the cars could be on edge at Dover, it'd be a lot better.
Did you see the video I sent you this week of it was like a restart at Atlanta in like 2014?
Yeah. I remember those days.
Yeah. Back when it was
like 1,000 horsepower
Yeah.
Cup cars, and they were flying. They'd go 200 into the turns at Atlanta.
literally, it's freaking crazy.
Bring that back.
Please do something every week. We say something like that.
Do better.
Do better. Just a little bit, please. Bring back the horsepower that was in these cars that are right here.
I'll have to get that hat that Slide Job Sal wears. That's the make Cup cars to 1,000 horsepower again.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, we had Xfinity and Cup racing this weekend at Dover. I felt like trucks has been off for like ever, is what it feels like.
Yeah. They have a couple stretches like that during the year, it feels like, just with how many less races they run than Cup.
That's true. Yeah. You want to take it away with the news?
Yeah. So, starting it off, this should shock no one that NASCAR changed the rules on the fly during the middle of the season on something.
Shocker.
We told you last week that 2311 and Front Row Motorsports had their charters repossessed by NASCAR, and that would make them open teams, which in turn they could miss a race if enough cars showed up and had to qualify in on speed. Well, not anymore. They changed the rule now for open cars where qualifying time will not get you left out of a race. It's based off owner's points, which that's just going to lock all the 2311 cars and all the front row cars in for every race for the rest of the year, even if more than enough cars show up. Now, it's not necessarily just going to send anybody home because they'll still max the field at 40, and we only had, before the charters were repossessed, 36 charters, so now there's 32 charters. No, my math's way wrong. We had 36, now we have 30 charters.
Yeah.
So that's 10 spots for open cars, and 6 of them are basically still chartered, even though they're not chartered.
Yeah, no, it just seems like hey, we're gonna stiff 2311 and Front Row and make the rest of the season interesting around this.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, we're not. We don't want to because 2311 is good for ratings, and Michael Jordan owns part of 2311. It's good for ratings. It's good for the fan base. Kind of is stupid.
They were too afraid to stand on business.
Yeah. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business or whatever. I share the name with that guy. That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
So, in other news that is less important, but still needs to be talked about, on these, I think it was their Sirius XM weekly thing. It's Danielle Trotta and Larry Mack. They were on the topic of the playoffs, and Danielle Trotta said that the playoff format is exactly what we need right now, and it rewards consistency and winning. First of all, no.
What in what world does it?
It rewards winning.
Yeah,
it does not
winning,
reward
not
consistency.
There's no way.
All.
Because you have cars like Harrison Burton, who last year fell ass backwards into a win at Daytona.
Yeah.
And made the playoffs and got out the first round. So,
and I mean, it could happen with SVG this year.
Yeah, no.
You run good on road courses, but then you go to ovals and you still have your training wheels on. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like SVG, and this isn't like mean or me like smack talking him or nothing, but he hasn't caught up on ovals as much as, you know, he is leaps and bounds better than everybody on road courses. So
yeah,
you have somebody like that who, he's won 3 and could potentially win 4 races this year and almost just sleep his way into round 2. But then you look at your Chase Elliott's of the world and Tyler Reddick.
Yeah.
They're going to be 2 of the most consistent drivers throughout the year, it feels like. And if you don't win the regular season title, you're screwed.
Yeah, no, 100%. It does not reward consistency. Winning, yes, it does.
Yeah, 100%.
Consistency, no.
But then also you look back on, and you can argue that it doesn't reward winning, because you go back to the year that Chase Elliott won. A lot of people still cry about that Harvick should have won because he won 9 races that year, and Chase won like 4.
Yeah, but I mean,
you get into the playoffs by winning, but just because you've won 9 times during the year does not mean that you're going to win the championship, because you could show up to Phoenix and you could pull a SVG at Dover and blow a tire on lap 1 and then bye-bye championship. I mean, there's no coming back from.
I mean, look at 2023. Yeah, 2023. Bell.
Yeah.
Blows a brake rotor.
Yeah. And you're done.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I mean.
And then the icing on the cake in that situation is she talks about there's a certain driver that's on the playoff format or playoff format committee or whatever it is that she does not want to name. But then Larry Mack adds, well, I bet they haven't won a championship before. And she says, no, they haven't. So then you start thinking about it, and it's not Denny Hamlin. He's an active driver. He can't be on that. You know, Twitter confirms it because Mark Martin starts going after, like, they start going at it.
Yeah.
Like, don't go after one of the best drivers to ever drive a NASCAR just because he didn't win a championship. We have plenty of Hall of Famers that have never won a championship.
Yeah. No, and also of all people, Mark Martin to go after.
No, that's just, and then he comes back and says that, everybody wants something different. But it sounds like what the majority of us Cup fans want is the old school year long, and he wishes that fans could get what they want. I see both sides of this, and I do just kind of wish that there was a more civil way to go about it rather than to crap on each other and go on Twitter and everything. But I just think there needs to be a happy medium. Ideally, in my opinion, trim the playoffs from 16 to 12. 16 is too many. I mean, it really is when you think about it, because you're going to have, you're almost getting into the mid-pack of the field.
Yeah.
Going back really to 16. And also, let's be honest, you're not going to win the championship being 13, 14, 15, or 16 starting at a deficit.
Yeah.
You might make it out of the first round. You might make it out of the second, but I don't think any of the... Somebody look that up. I'll look that up, whatever. But I do genuinely think that nobody has started at a deficit and made it... I know for sure probably the Final Four, but I don't even know about the round of 8.
Yeah.
But if you trim it down from 16 to 12, that's a good start. Another thing... No more one race championship. I think that's ran its course, and it's kind of just boring at this point, in all honesty, because
Penske just keeps annihilating.
And I mean, they're doing good about rotating the track, because I think that'll level the playing field a little bit. But like, in all seriousness, like, we all know that I don't like Joey Logano. Insert any driver into the 22 car last year, and I will still be pissed that was the champion, because that was not a deserving champion.
Yeah.
So I don't think that this is better at all than the old school formats. But I think this is tired and this is overplayed and this is done, because you could, like, I've seen the argument, you could win 35 races and not win the championship because it is one race.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's really true. An interesting thing that I heard this week, talking about playoffs. Okay, there is a world where the round of 8,
Yeah, because I mean, if he slides backwards through round one and just falls back on his points and everything goes perfectly,
And he still has Watkins Glen
yeah,
before then, and then the Roval.
yeah, which is in the round of 12.
Mm-hmm.
So if he makes it through round one, there's a shot he can make it to the 8.
Yeah.
And then honestly, Talladega's in the 8.
Yeah.
So fall
Not,
backwards
not
into that
saying
win.
he's going to win Talladega, but I mean, honestly,
No, but I
anyone
mean-
could. But he could have a good points day, for sure.
Well, once it gets to the final, if he made it to the 8, I don't think a good points day is going to save him at that point because he would fall back on his points, get to 12. Then his points buffer is kind of over with because you're in the 12, everybody's getting closer.
That's true.
You win the Roval, you get to 8, you're going to have to fall backwards into a Talladega win
Yeah.
to go to the championship 4.
I don't think I'm not saying that he makes the championship.
Oh, no.
I don't think that's going to happen. But I will say that there is a world where it is very possible for him to make the round of 8.
And I mean, again, I like SVG, but in no way, shape, or form do I feel like he should be a champion this year. But due to this format, like we just said, he could make it to the round of 8.
Easily.
If he backs into it at Talladega, he makes the championship 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, there's a wreck halfway through the race. Takes out 2 of the championship contenders. All you need is one bad pit stop or one misfortune to fall the way of the other guy, and then you're looking at SVG being a champion.
Literally.
Which I do feel like, as talented as he is, he could catch up on ovals a little bit more and become competitive and maybe be a championship contender before his time in NASCAR is done. But
yeah, I mean, I definitely could see that for sure. I mean, because if you think about it, if he could just continues to absolutely dominate these road courses, because I mean, it's looking like the only person that's going to, right now looking, the only person that's going to have anything for him is Zillage.
Yeah, and I mean, but if you look in the Cup Series, the only people that have came
Busher.
close, Busher,
Because Busher did beat him.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm stupid. Yes, he did. And then you look at Sonoma this year, and Briscoe was able to stay somewhat close to him.
Yeah, but also, like, I'm not saying that Briscoe hasn't gotten better on road courses, but,
No,
like,
but
I
that
do
just
feel like
felt
that was
like-
kind of a fluke.
Well, I don't think it was a fluke. I think it was, hey, so we have Martin Truex Jr.'s playbook here of how we set his next-gen cars up, and he was really
That's
good
true.
here. And we're going to show you sim stuff, and we're going to teach you how he raced Sonoma. Look at Dover. When has he ever done good at Dover?
True.
Goes
He's
there
fallen back
in the
on
19 car,
Truex's, yeah.
gets Truex's set up, and nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you have the info, use the info.
Yeah, that feels like the one road course he would have. And then, I mean, maybe you could say Chase Elliott just for consistency purposes, that if certain stuff falls the right way and Alan Gustafson gets fired, maybe he'd have a shot at it. But
Oh, yeah.
more to come on that later. Moving along in the news, this one I thought was absolutely so stupid. And if I was a driver right now named Ty, I'd be like, why did I just race so hard these last few weeks and put it all on the line for the $1 million that no longer goes to the driver, it goes to the owner?
Yeah.
I mean, that's dumb. I understand that, like, race purse goes to the owner and then it gets redistributed from there. And I'm not saying that the team itself shouldn't get rewarded in the process. And by that, I mean, like, the crew chief, the engineers, the pit crew, the people that helped you achieve what you're getting by the end.
That makes sense to me.
Either way you slice it, it just, I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me, because I felt like the understanding when this all started was that the driver got the 1 million.
Yeah. That kind of feels like that should be the case.
And I mean, I know the All-Star race goes to the owner and gets redistributed. But, like, if this is something new, this is supposed to keep us entertained in the summer when everybody else feels like it just hits a lull.
Mm-hmm.
Why not reward the driver? Because they're not going off points. It's literally just head to head, you versus your competitor.
Ty versus Ty.
This weekend, Ty versus Ty. It's going to end in a tie, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's interesting that they just waited till now.
Hey, by the way, I know we're getting, everybody's getting ready for Indy and, in-season tournament finale. Yeah, by the way, driver ain't getting it. Sorry.
Yeah, like we're all excited for Tyrone Dillon
Literally.
win something.
Because there's a real world where he gets fired by the end of this year.
Yeah. I mean,
I can see both sides of that argument, but there are circumstances in which I feel like Daniel Suarez could go to the 10 car by the time this is all said and done.
yeah.
But I don't know. Let us know how you feel about the $1 million prize situation. Big news today.
Yeah. Big old news.
Finally was confirmed and made public knowledge. The street race next year will no longer be Chicago, as we already knew, but it'll be San Diego. But it'll be a twist. It is on the naval base in San Diego, like Coronado, I think, or Coronado, something like that. And they're bringing the truck series. So
one of the trucks ends up in the water.
oh my God.
I'm joking.
No, I know. Oh, no. God, could you imagine? They put life vests in the passengers.
Yeah, they're like, just in case. No, but all the promo they did around this was really cool. I mean,
the track layout itself, if you're new here or if you're not, I don't like street courses. I don't care for them. One's fine, whatever, but Chicago had ran its course, in my opinion. It was always something every year, whether it be rain, whether it be darkness, whatever. Southern California's weather is going to be better. It'll tap back into the Southern California market that the only time we go to California now is Sonoma.
yeah.
So that's good. And then on top of it, the layout of the course looks a whole lot more interesting than Chicago's did.
Yeah. No, I'm excited about it. I think it'll be cool. Like you said, weather will be a lot better.
Plus, the other thing, too, is like San Diego will be fine with it because they're not having to shut down any of their city for it.
Yeah, it's just the naval base. And sorry, y'all. Sorry about that. Yeah, like it's just the naval base, and they'll probably have it up in a day and then down in a day, if we're gonna be honest. But yeah, the whole promo video, if you haven't seen it, it's like a 3-minute clip. It's like top tier, like comedic relief and everything. I mean, Noah and Carson are the comedic relief in this for sure.
For sure.
Also, can we talk about that? Every hat that Chase Elliott wears is too big for his head.
Well, if you think about, because I have the black like Napa camo track hat, they're he makes the bill oversized to where they go like they're wider bills, like they just look big on whoever wears them.
I don't think that hat looks big on you.
You don't?
I just think that every time I see Chase Elliott wearing a hat, I have a big head. Fun fact, like I'm wearing. This is, as you can see here, it's the Flames. It's for the Raceway Classic is what they're calling it, or whatever. Speedway Classic. I couldn't remember what they were calling it. Sorry, y'all.
I'll be in attendance.
Yeah, Blake's going to be there, and he's not bringing me. Sad face. Boo. Boo tomato. But, yeah, I got the hat. I wear a fitted 8. I have a big-ass head. I have my entire life. So hats have always been a big issue for me. Any snapback I have a snapback extender. That's how bad it is. Shout out my boy Jared, because he also has a big head, and he also has a snapback extender. And yeah. Anyways, also I was told to give a shout out to one of my coworkers. Shout out Avery. He doesn't listen to the podcast, but he was like, you should shout me out on there.
Well, now you have to make him listen to
I
this.
will. I'll be like, hey, this is the timestamp for it.
No, just be like, listen to, and then put it like 5 minutes before the end, and that's the timestamp, and then see how long we can get him to listen to it for.
But yeah, anyways. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know what it is. Chase Elliott just has a small head, I guess. I don't know. Also, to add on to, speaking of Chase Elliott, this weekend, I went to the Dawsonville pool room. Not what I expected.
It's small.
Well, no, it's not even the smallness of it. The way people talk about it, I'm like, it's like a bar. No, not at all.
They don't serve alcohol.
It is like a greasy diner, basically.
Great food.
Good. The food was good. Don't get me wrong. Like, it was good. It was cheap.
It's an old school diner.
Yeah, no, like, I don't know. I thought it was like a bar is what I was expecting. But yeah, no, I mean, it was still cool. It was cool to go there, We drove past the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
We didn't go in, but
we'll drag you there one day.
it'll happen. But yeah, anyways, back to the news. So next thing we've got, Zach Brown Band will be sponsoring Kyle Larson's Vegas car, promoting their Sphere residency.
The car looks awesome.
Car does look cool. Zach Brown is actually, fun fact, a neighbor of ours. He lives 10 minutes down the road from me, something like that. His ex-wife owns a shop at Trilith, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, no, super cool. I always love whenever bands sponsor NASCAR.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you have Three Doors Down sponsoring Dale Jr. I can't remember who they sponsored, but Falling in Reverse sponsored an Xfinity car.
It was like a BJ McLeod team car, but I forget who drove it.
Yeah. But yeah, I love seeing this kind of stuff. It's cool. It's a nice way to for bands to promote stuff, and especially like, imagine a lot of people that like NASCAR like Zach Brown Band.
And also, like, it's going to be ran at Vegas where they're doing their residency at the Sphere. So, I mean, it makes sense. If you're like, if you're local and you're like, oh, hey, look at that car.
Oh, yeah, they're doing that. Yeah.
They're doing that. You want to go? Yeah, okay.
I think it's kind of crazy that Zach Brown Band is playing the Sphere. Like, I did not think they were.
Oh, they're huge.
I mean, I know they're huge, but, like, I didn't think it was, like,
well, think about
enough
some of the
to
people,
do a residency.
Yeah, but think about some of the people that have had residencies that you could, like, Zach Brown Band isn't super relevant now.
Well, yeah, no.
You look at Kenny Chesney; his prime is gone.
True. I'm not saying
no. I know
the prime, because typically whenever
the Eagles did one.
Yeah, typically
Grateful
whenever
Dead.
Yeah,
Backstreet Boys right now.
Grateful Dead. Yeah, Dead and Company.
I don't really know the difference or care about the difference between the two. Because I mean, it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah, it's the surviving members of the Grateful Dead and John Mayer.
Which, shout out to them for doing that, because every original member of Lynyrd Skynyrd's dead, but they still tour like they're Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Yeah,
like
they're a Lynyrd Skynyrd cover band.
Yeah, I got an ad the other day for a signed Lynyrd Skynyrd vinyl, and I was like, yeah, they're all dead, so I'm not going to order it from these people that cover all their songs now.
Yeah, no. I saw Lynyrd Skynyrd, and it was supposed to be their last tour, but apparently, I guess they're still doing shows. I don't know. I saw them back a few years ago. They were really good, and Hank Jr. opened. Nice. That was cool. But yeah, no. So Zach Brown will be sponsoring Kyle Larson's car at Vegas. I wonder if that stemmed from the Chicago Street Course, because I think they did the concert.
Yeah, it might have, honestly.
Could have been. But yeah, so this week, speaking of Kyle Larson, yay, yippee. Kyle Larson will be doing double duty at Indy, and wasn't he supposed to be in the booth?
Yeah.
So I guess he's not doing that now.
Yeah. Last minute change of plan.
Hey, announcer, you're not the announcer now. You're driving.
Which driver wants to pack a suit and come to the booth?
Yeah. But yeah, so he will not be in the booth. He will be on the track, Xfinity, driving for the Hendrick 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good there. Typically. Woo. Okay, so on to the next one.
Yeah.
You want to do the next one?
Yeah. So on the radio for each driver after the race at Dover, Richard Childress, gets on the radio, and on Kyle Busch's team radio, he said, we've got to get some better race cars or we're in trouble, period. Then on Austin Dillon's radio, he said, I've seen enough from our drivers and our teams. We've got to work on this shit, period.
Yeah.
And he's right. Definitely. 110%. A lot of people on social media have been like, well, Richard, you own it. It's not that simple, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah.
He doesn't sit there and do all of he doesn't work with the data. He doesn't build the cars. He doesn't work on aerodynamics. He's not an engineer. He owns the team. Yeah, I mean, yeah, some of it does kind of have to fall back on you, because if you're the owner of the team, you're kind of scapegoated in some stuff. But there needs to be personnel changes, because we're not that far removed from Kyle Busch coming over and winning 3 races in his first year at RCR, and then ever since then, where did they go?
Yeah. What are the odds that RCR hires Rodney Childers, you think?
Decent.
I could see them hiring him for Kyle.
Yeah.
The thing is, I get like, okay, you would think that Austin is Richard's grandson.
I think they're both self-aware enough to realize that if you're going to get somebody of Rodney Childers' talent, that you're not going to waste it on Austin Dillon.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking.
Plus, the other thing is, like, I don't honestly feel like there's been a huge fall off in AD's performance over the years. Like, he still shows glimpses. He's still good at certain tracks. He still does bad at places. There's some weeks you forget he's there, and there's some weeks you're like, oh my God, he's in the top 10.
And then there's weeks that you're like, oh my God, he just won the race from wrecking Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
Throwback. That was, it's so funny to me that NASCAR is like, we're taking this win away. Or we didn't take the win, but we're
taking your playoff eligibility away.
And every promo that I have seen for Richmond has been of that.
Yeah. To me, that falls under the same thing that I had an issue with last year after the All-Star race. Yeah. You fine Ricky Stenhouse Jr. like $100,000, somewhere right around there, for punching Kyle Busch in the face. And then every promo for the next month for a track that had nothing to do with that, you see Kyle Busch getting punched in the face. So if you're going to find somebody, you're going to strip something away from them, you can't use it.
Yeah. No, I think that's
because they're like, you bad boy, bad, down, no. But we do love what you did, and it's going to help. Why? Why is it so bad if it's going to help with viewership?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because the other thing, too, is like, I think we all fail to realize, or some of us don't want to accept that was blown way out of proportion.
100%, yeah.
That was something that Joey Logano has done, that Denny Hamlin has done. You could go down the list of drivers that have dumped somebody for a win. Now, it just so happened that Denny got collected in it, and then when he was coming down the track to try to block Austin Dillon, they collided because Austin Dillon's coming up off the turn on the natural line. Denny's coming down. Denny whines because he doesn't win, and that's what Denny's the best at. I mean, it just, like... And then nobody in NASCAR talked about Joey Logano trying to murder families on pit road after.
Yeah, like, are we just going to let that slide?
They did.
100% they did. We're not.
But yeah.
We're going to call it out.
And then the last bit of news for the week. The
best news. I think this is going to, I hope that this rivals Kevin James. Oh. I hope that it does. I think it would be really funny.
Your grand marshal, your drivers start your engines, the person to give the command to fire engines at Indy is not a person. It's the Cookie Monster from Sesame Street. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But why? What, like, in what way, shape, or form? What have I missed?
Feels so random.
Is there something going on with Sesame Street? Is there a huge anniversary? What is the tie to NASCAR and Indianapolis Motor Speedway?
Yeah, of all the tracks to do it at, Indy.
Because this feels like some sort of marketing. Like, I know we're trying to get younger fans, but are we trying to get toddlers?
I mean, I think toddlers are drawn enough to NASCAR because it's cars.
Yeah.
It's going to be funny. I mean, I'm excited. And like the little promo they did with Bubba, like, it was cute, you know.
Honestly, I didn't even see that.
You didn't watch it? Oh no, my God.
It never popped up on any of my social media.
I sent it to you.
Did you?
I may have.
I don't know. Maybe I missed that one.
You very well could have. Who knows? But yeah, no, I'm excited about this one. I mean, I think it'll be just add it to the list of
random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because didn't they have, like, Batman do it, like, when The Dark Knight was coming out or something?
Yeah, I think it's, like, Michigan or something like that. All right, and moving on to the Xfinity Series race we had at Dover this weekend. This one's going to be very short, very sweet, and very to the point. Taylor Gray won Stage 1, and by leading 40 laps, Joe Gibbs has now led 3,000 laps at Dover in the Xfinity Series, and that is the third track that they have accomplished this at. The other two being Bristol and Phoenix. Connor Zilic wins Stage 2. Then we get a caution on lap 132 for light rain. Ended up getting heavier. Red flag came out on 135, and the race was over. It was called early due to rain. There were no cautions other than stages.
Yeah.
And Connor Zilic won. Now, I will say, I feel very bad for Connor Zilic because he's he's not won a road course, or he. Oh my God, why are words so hard today? He is not.
Normally it's me.
Yeah.
This week it's you.
He has not won an oval race in many NASCAR fans' eyes now.
Yeah.
Pocono's not an oval to the fan base. I agree,
Triangle.
but also, I don't know. It's classified as oval at this point.
Yeah.
And then he won a rain shortened race, which NASCAR fans are very quick to say that doesn't count. It counts.
Yeah. I mean, in the books, it's going to count. I don't know. I mean, dude, I feel like this could even be more fire under his ass to like actually go out and like straight up win.
I hope it is.
Just to silence the haters about it, you know, because it sucks because it's like he's obviously showing that he can win an oval.
He won a stage. He was up front. He was leading. He was in contention, in position.
Yeah. No, 100%. He was.
He didn't pull a Justin Haley at Daytona and just stay out because he knew rain was coming and hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that he definitely has shown improvement on the ovals. And I think that was probably the biggest, like, question mark with him for when he came to Xfinity.
I think everybody was scared that this was going to be a repeat of SVG.
Yeah, just a road course dominator and then
an afterthought on ovals.
Yeah. But I think I've said this, I think, almost every week. Like, I hate to see Daniel Suarez leave the 99, but I am so excited to see Zilich coming to Cup.
Well, this is just one of those situations where it's like, we like you, Daniel, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
To get a now 19-year-old, happy belated birthday, Connor Zilich.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday, bro.
A 19-year-old with just off the chart talent that we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think back to.
I mean, in half of a season, he has overtaken Corey Heim for the hottest prospect, the biggest name in the lower series.
Yeah, no, like 100%. I mean, are we seeing like comparable to Kyle Busch?
In a way.
In a way, I feel like we are.
I think, yeah, you could compare him to Xfinity-wise. You could compare him to Gragson. You could compare him to Seabell.
Yeah.
You could go back and compare him to Chase, to William Byron. But
that's true.
I don't know if this is like going to be just the dumbest, hottest take for me on this podcast, but like this feels like Jimmy Johnson level of talents where like Jeff Gordon was like, dude, you have to get this guy.
Yeah.
Bring him in. Like he got signed to the Trackhouse deal before he was 18. He started when he was 18 so he could run all of the tracks.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me if
I'm not saying that Zilich is ever going to be a 7-time champion.
Yeah,
like,
no. I don't.
On the Mount Rushmore of NASCAR. That's not what I mean by that comparison. I'm talking about just the sheer raw talent.
The start off of it, yeah. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Zilich is the first Trackhouse driver to bring a championship.
Yeah.
I mean, I think,
in all honesty, if some of the stuff that I feel like will happen over the next few years, he's gonna dethrone Ross and be the face of Trackhouse because I think that Ross will probably leave Trackhouse at some point.
Where do you? Okay,
when
expand.
The new OEM comes in, I think Ross will jump ship and be a number one driver for the new OEM, and I think Zilich will then be the face of Trackhouse.
I could see that.
Because he wouldn't have much competition at that point because SVG is going to be almost 40 by the time that's all said and done. And
and I mean, also, it does make sense if it's Dodge coming in because, I mean, you think about the Dodge Ram and you think, I mean, this is totally just off the wall, but this is where my brain goes. But
I'm a farmer.
Yeah, exactly. Like
you could... Dude, between like the Busch Light sponsorship, and being a farmer,
if he brings the Busch Light to
which
Dodge,
I think he is sponsored by Busch Light more than Busch Light is with Trackhouse.
Because they left Harvick when Harvick retired, obviously.
Yeah, and you think about the Wendy's car. Wendy's is Trackhouse's sponsor, not Suarez, not Chastain. That goes between drivers. Like Red Bull is just SVG.
Yeah,
Busch Light is just
Ross.
Chastain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I could see that. I mean,
you could make cheesy ads and put them out in like overalls with a pitchfork, like
Yeah,
standing
you
next
really
to the
could.
truck in the like.
well, car, but
Yeah, but I mean,
I could see it. I'm 100%. I mean, who knows? I mean, I still stand by that the number one team for Dodge is going to be Rick Ware.
probably.
I think it's going to be Rick Ware or it's going to be Legacy, and Legacy is going to jump ship.
Because I don't know if Trackhouse as a whole to keep Ross would jump or not. The only reason I'm saying he leaves is if Trackhouse stays Chevy. I mean, there's variables to this.
Yeah.
But.
There are, for sure. I mean, there's a million things that could happen. Who knows? They may, like, Dodge could come in and nobody jump ship, and it's just a new team.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean,
they have 4 reserve charters.
Yeah.
You could have 2 brand new teams of 2.
Yeah. I mean, 100% you definitely could. But, so yeah, Zilich wins the rain-shortened race. Blake, you want to hit him with the top 10?
Yeah. So finishing second was Eric Almirola. Thank God he didn't win. Third was Brandon Jones. A good day for him. Fourth was Justin Allgaier, who started from dead last on the field.
Yeah, it was nice to see him, like...
I think, in all honesty, if the race didn't get rained out, it was gonna... There was 2 Chevys. The 2 leading Chevys were gonna obviously be Zilich and Allgaier. But I think Allgaier had a fighting shot to win that race.
I mean, I feel like Allgaier hasn't had that many top 10s in the past few weeks, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I just feel like he's kind of been like...
An afterthought sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to JRM cars.
Which also just speaks to the level of Zilich.
Yeah. Honestly, just the level of JRM in general. I mean,
they're the Xfinity team right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's them and RCR.
Yeah, and JGR is starting to catch back up.
Yeah, I will say, like, JGR has shown a lot more glimpses and stuff here lately.
And I think Taylor Gray's knocking on the door of a first win sometime soon.
I could see that for sure.
But then Jesse Love in 5th, Ryan Sieg in 6th, Taylor Gray 7th, Sheldon Creed 8th, William Sawalich 9th, and Christian Eckes rounding out your top 10.
Hell yeah.
Which, let me double check this, because I was telling you before this that I felt like there was somebody else doing double duty this weekend, and I feel like it's Jesse Love.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is. He's running the 62 for Beard Motorsports.
Gotcha.
Oh, and Catherine Lake's running this weekend.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did
Here,
too.
start on talking about Cup, because I just realized something that I never put on here. Not for Cup, but just continue.
Okay. Now on to the Cup Series Aero Blocking 400 at Dover Motor Speedway.
Sponsored by
Echo
Park
versus the World.
Yeah.
In association with Echo Park. Qualifying and practice was rained out, so your starting grid was based off of the metric score, which is a combination of the finish last week and points. And I don't honestly know all of it because it feels like it's been forever since we've had to go off of that. But Chase Elliott wins the pole by metric. Yay.
Let's go.
It's
still a pole.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't do anything for it.
Yeah, I mean, true. Good point.
So your stage winners were Chase Elliott stage 1, Christopher Bell stage 2. We'll get more into Chase in a little bit. Immediately, basically, after the start of this race, SVG is falling like a rock. And he's like, I have a problem with the car. And they're like, well, we don't, we can't really see anything. And he's like, dog, I got to pit. Like, there's something wrong. Something is he's off the pace by 20 miles an hour in the top groove of the turn that nobody's racing, just letting everybody pass him.
Yeah, it was bad.
And then, like, falling back in line, holding people up, next turn, getting out of the way again. And he pits, and he had a flat tire. He had, like, a puncture or, like, a hole in the tire, which is very odd to start the race.
Yeah, no, like, I felt like it was really quick that happened, because so we were driving back from Helen, and I had it up, and I think at this point I hadn't popped an AirPod in yet.
So you were like looking, not looking.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh yeah, he's starting, like, I think he started 6th or something like that. I was like, this is gonna be good. Like, this is awesome. And it was just all of a sudden I was like, where'd he go?
Which, shout out to TNT, who does not know what SVG looks like.
Oh my God.
Because they put a picture of JJ Yaley up, and you could even see Toyota on the fire suit.
Like, dude, the video of the, what's the guy on TikTok?
Oh, the dude that screams at his TV.
Yes, he's like, it's like Randy the plumber or something.
I think
He's like, who the hell is this? Sorry for the, if you're listening with headphones on, that was probably not fun. But yeah, no, if you go follow that guy, he's got hilarious content every week. If you're just a sports fan in general, he talks NASCAR, talks college football, talks
I think he's
Braves
done NFL.
baseball.
Not
Yeah,
sure.
NFL too. He's done. I've seen him do a lot of stuff. But yeah, no, that was hilarious because I sent it to Mal and she's like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "It's JJ Yaley." But like,
Yeah, I showed it to Lily, and she was like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's JJ Yaley." She's like, "Who?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
basically, yeah.
Which that one kind of, as a older fan of the sport, kind of hits a little, because like I remember when JJ Yaley was running like JGR Xfinity cars, like back when they were. I mean, I have a picture in front of a JJ Yaley Xfinity car when I was like 3 or 4 when I went to Home Depot for a Tony Stewart autograph signing. That I think he was. I don't know, but
yeah.
Like, and then now he's just accidentally SVG.
Yeah. Yeah, going to Home Depot for a Tony Stewart signing, that's nuts.
Yeah.
The one over in...
Yep.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's awesome. I wished that I would have done
like
that.
04 probably, maybe
That's
05.
Crazy. Anyways, stage 1, Chase Elliott wins.
We've been over this.
We did. My bad. I was looking up something. Continue. I'm gonna let Blake just take this one. Sorry, guys.
And welcome back to the podcast, Justin.
Oh my God. This is a comedy podcast. Fun fact.
So, like we said, Elliott won stage 1.
And I said too.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said that's what we said. You've heard it from both of us now. Well, Daniel Suarez is fighting for his absolute life to stay on the lead lap. And, the Aero Block 400 also applies to the lap down car if you're in clean air and creating dirty air for the leader, because he was aero blocking Chase for 15 laps probably.
Yeah.
And I mean, Chase had, I think at the start of it, probably like a 2.5-3 second lead over Denny. It allowed Denny to catch up. It allowed Bill to catch up. Chase did hold on to win the stage, thank God. But Chase was very upset with Daniel Suarez.
Yeah.
And I mean,
common theme for the lead car to the about to be a lap down car.
I see both sides of it, but like when he finally rolled over, he probably could have done it a little earlier, because you had such a lead over the next lap down car that I'm 90% positive you were going to be, which I know you don't want to get the lucky dog or whatever it is called now, the free pass.
Free pass, yeah.
But that aged me also. But I mean,
doesn't age you as much as Tyler did today.
Fair. But
shout out Tyler. That fun fact, that song came out when I was in high school, buddy.
But
if you know, you know.
So yeah, that was kind of annoying also to watch on TV as a Chase Elliott fan, because you're like, dude, just move a little bit, please.
Yeah.
It didn't end up hurting him. Allen put the dagger in us later. And then the next time that happened, Denny catches none other, this is Justin's words,
Tyrone Dillon.
Which, if you go back and watch, Ty Dillon is the last car on the lead lap, and the first car a lap down was John Hunter Nemechek. So they were head-to-head for their matchup to go to the finals this week. So, in the heat of the moment, Denny does not know or care in the car why that's happening. That is more justified, in my humble opinion, than what Daniel Suarez did, but also but everybody has the right to do that.
Yeah. No, 100%.
The only thing that was frustrating about Suarez is later in the race, when the Toyotas are coming up on him, he doesn't aero block them at all and just pulls right out of the way of Denny and Seabell when Chase had the opportunity to benefit from that. which
True.
again, then Allen killed us all.
Allen took y'all out back and said, "Look at the flowers."
On a green flag pit stop, Chase Elliott loses the lead because his car fell off the jack, which ended up being a 15-second pit stop. And you knew you kind of knew there was a shot at him losing the lead because Denny pitted a lap earlier and had the clean air on track. But then when you saw Bell pass him leaving pit road, you knew.
Yeah.
Was it the start of stage 2 or 3 that Bell spun? What was that right too?
Yeah, it was stage 2.
He
He spun. It was.
So he's battling. I feel like that was stage 3 just because the next thing is weather. I don't know.
He spun twice.
Oh, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, he spins from the lead, battling Chase. In turn 3, on the outside, trying to just hold on and pack air and all that, and just spins right around. And don't worry, that's not the last time he spun out. We get a caution for weather.
We have an hour rain delay.
Well, so we get a caution for weather, and then it's a sprinkle. They're running cars around.
You're right. Yeah,
They go back racing. Chastain wrecks. He makes hard contact exiting turn 2, kind of rides the wall down the backstretch a little bit. The fail melon, if you will.
Fail melon, half melon.
Yeah. He brings out the caution, in which, the rains. Cars have ran long. You are in position to assume the lead. Let's go down pit road and take 2 tires. Why?
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, take 4, first of all. You're not losing it. You're not losing any more track position than you already did. Yes, there were 6 cars on the lead lap. Why do you want to start on row 3 when you are assuming the lead of the race, in which nobody other than there was no race for the lead other than restarts? At the beginning of the race, Briscoe took the lead from Chase on the restart. I think Chase passing Briscoe back was literally like one of 2 or 3 lead changes.
Yeah, there was not
maximum
a lot
that were not off of a restart. Why? Just the clip of that pastor.
Yeah.
Why? But yeah. So then you go back to row 3. Well, red flag comes.
Yeah, that didn't.
And then, just to add insult to injury, the track is clean now. You only have a 2-tire advantage over people, and you're 5th or 6th at this point. You're still row 3. It made no sense. I saw a bunch of people say, well, hindsight's 2020, this, that. If you've been a Chase Elliott fan, you will also know that Allen has cost Chase a Coke 600 win on stupid pit strategy. The sad part is, I do think that the Atlanta win has bought Allen at least another year with Hendrick. But, give him to, Byron or somebody. God, I don't want him anymore in the nicest way possible. Give him, an executive role.
Yeah, I think it is time for Allen to head to
he's had a great career and worked with great drivers and had success. But, you look at Atlanta this year, what did Allen do to win Chase the race? There wasn't, a big strategy call. It feels like every time there's an opportunity for an interesting strategy call that can decide the race, Allen's on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because, again, why not take 4? Why take 2? Everything I read on Twitter, because I'm not a freak like some fans are, and listen to the in-car audio of the driver at the same time as watching the race at home. I can't do it. They're too off on time.
Yeah.
But it sounded like Allen pitched the idea and Chase said, why don't we just stay out and keep the track position? And then Allen was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I was thinking that too. No, you weren't. You just mentioned pitting, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then pit road opens and you're coming around the turn and Allen said, let's just pit. Well, then you take 2. Makes no sense. Take 4. You're already losing the lead. Take 4 and see if tires mean anything. They didn't. But then after the rain delay, the track is green. Yeah. It's the fastest the track has been all day. And you would have had fresher tires than the others and had better track position than the people that pitted and got fresher tires. Because Briscoe made a late push on tires.
Yeah.
I don't know. Basically, if Allen wasn't an idiot, we'd be sitting here talking about Chase Elliott winning.
Yeah, no, because it looked like it was going to be
Well, I mean, he would have been in the same position Denny was in on the
Yeah.
same tires. So in
100%.
what world
Is it not Chase at that point? Yeah.
Because like Chase arguably had the best car of the day, but also part of that is he had clean air majority of the day.
Yeah.
I just don't understand when you know that the race is very aero like the race is gonna be decided on aero, like who has clean air.
Yeah.
I just whatever.
Yeah. No, I totally get what you're
Fire
saying.
Alan Gustafson.
Yeah. I'm not a Chase fan, and I say fire Alan Gustafson.
Well, I almost just want to make t-shirts for that. But like then I feel like that would burn any bridge that we might ever have.
That's true.
Like working with Hendrick at any junction.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
But
we've already burned the bridge of, well, no, we haven't. We haven't technically burned it, but we say enough about some JGR drivers.
And Penske.
One Penske driver. I think if anyone from Penske listens to this, they would understand that, like, I'm a huge Ryan Blaney fan. I am a huge Austin Cindric fan. Well, my wife is a huge Austin Cindric fan, therefore fan. Ham. Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric fan. Therefore, I am a Austin Cindric fan by proxy. Joey Logano, on the other hand,
Can kick rocks.
he just gets on my nerves a little bit. You know, is what it is.
The most hypocritical driver I've. Like,
very true. Very true.
And that's saying something when Denny's in the running to potentially be the most hypocritical.
Wow. Okay, going to call me out on can't talk, and you've been all episode.
But speaking of Penske, and this is completely off topic, you know how we talked about the whole, what like Brake Card was talking about with the Penske deal for...
Yes, yeah.
I started seeing rumors today, and I was like, I'd thought it before they came out, but then I was like, no, there's no way. What are the odds that Penske goes back and does at least one Xfinity car?
I could see it.
Because Ford doesn't have that many numbers anymore in drivers and teams. What if the deal isn't he's replacing Cindric next year in Cup? What if it's, okay, we're going to put him in the Penske shop with the Penske people. He's going to run a Penske Xfinity car, and we're going to get him ready and geared up and learn the Penske way, so that way when we are ready to fire Austin Cindric or Joey Logano
I was about to say, I think Joey Logano retires before Austin Cindric gets fired.
I don't know. I can see both sides of it, but like the devil's advocate argument that you could have is Austin Cindric won Talladega, and what has he done since?
I mean, you have a point, but also let's throw this out there. Okay. Austin Cindric right now is probably the best super speedway racer that we got.
You probably don't want to throw that away.
You don't want to throw that away. And also, at Atlanta, Penske controlled that race until the big wreck.
Yeah.
If we're going to be honest. That's typically what happens at Atlanta. Penske is like the dominating team. And that's not just Austin Cindric. That's all four of them.
Yeah.
Wood Brothers included in that, obviously.
And then, like, the only cars that felt like had anything or could contend with them or, you know, fight position-wise was, like, you had Chase, you had Reddick, kind of.
Reddick, I don't feel like showed anything until that wreck.
Well, I feel like he moved around a little bit, but Hocevar made a push. You had Buescher. I mean...
Yeah. I mean, that's true. That's true. You did have Buescher up there.
They still, like, controlled the lead, it felt like, but like the people that were making a push.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. That makes sense.
But yeah, so back to, I'll let Justin finish Cup since I got my rant.
Well, okay, 1 minute. Here's something else on the whole Penske thing. How long do you think Josh Berry has with Wood Brothers? Because if you think about it, he won Vegas.
Yes.
What has he done since?
Yeah, I mean, that is also fair. Here's my thing. He has a Penske deal. Yes, Penske is a 4-car team they run Wood Brothers, like out of the Penske shop, and that is a quote-unquote 4th car. But he would have to have then had a Wood Brothers deal, I feel like, unless they're just going to throw another wrinkle into it and then lease him out to Wood Brothers until a seat's ready at Penske. I have no clue. But also the way some of the rumors sounded about the Quapfel thing is like, that they were thinking about replacing Cindric with him, which I don't really agree with because, like, I like the kid, but, like, what have you proved?
Talking about Cindric?
No,
a Quaffle. Yeah. Okay, fair. Because, I mean, he hasn't he hasn't had a win.
No.
And
He's ran good.
He's ran good for sure.
He's ran better than some of his finishes.
Yeah.
Show, but
yeah, no, I mean that's a whole nother thing is, if Barry doesn't kick it up and start showing something.
Yeah, but I mean historically I don't feel like they're gonna fire him after.
No, I'm not saying 1 year.
No, but I think that he would have to just really suck to get gone quickly.
I mean I get what you're saying. But so I realized I left this out. I left out one of the overtime restarts.
Like the Gregson thing.
I think I left both of those out, honestly.
One of the overtime restarts, Zane Smith gets spun and hits the inside wall.
Brings out a caution.
Yeah, and then the next overtime restart, Bell spins battling Denny for the lead on the front stretch, and then that somehow collected Gregson
and Byron. And honestly, and this is kind of, I think that Denny said this on Action Detrimental, that Bell kind of spun because he was trying to keep his car off of Denny and not collect both of them.
It's interesting how some teammates can race each other with more respect than others.
Yeah, real interesting. When your last name isn't Hamlin.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, JGR drivers, I would say probably my favorite is Briscoe.
100% my favorite would be Briscoe.
And it'd be Briscoe, Bell, Hamlin, Gibbs.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty accurate.
Yeah. But I mean my one would be Briscoe, and then there'd be a decent gap, and then it'd be Bell, and then there'd be a large gap, and then it's just a dogfight between Hamlin and Gibbs for who I dislike more.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have more respect for Hamlin than I do Gibbs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I do think that podcast Denny has
helped that.
It doesn't make me like him anymore as a driver, but it helps with overall. It's like the way I was with Tom Brady in the NFL. I never liked the guy. I respected how good he was and what he did, but I never liked the guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, that kind of covers your overtime restarts there. I can't believe I forgot to put all those in. I don't know how I missed that. But.
Well, and then at the very end, like we talked about, with the whole racing your teammate with respect thing. I mean, it wasn't egregious or anything, but Denny did put Briscoe in the wall.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And does Briscoe win if that doesn't happen? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You can't for sure say either way, but I mean, he did run him hard off the turn. I mean, it was like he was racing Larson.
Yeah, no, 100%.
The other thing too is one thing I can almost respect from a JGR standpoint is I don't feel like there's many situations where oh, well, that was team orders, or they got on the radio and said they race.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I mean, that is true. I do feel like that majority of the time, JGR is they're not scared.
They're more of a gloves off, hey, we've made it this far, go for it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I wrote in the notes, I said another overtime restart. Chase and Denny are battling it out, but Chase doesn't got that dog in him to pit maneuver Dennis. But yeah, I mean,
yeah,
not saying that's a bad thing to not do that, because
I will say, and some people probably will say this is lame, and I'm just saying it because it's Chase and I'm sticking up for him. But I respect drivers more for finishing second and not pulling a Logano, Austin Dillon,
Denny
I agree. Hamlin, because you won, but it means more when you win because you made a crazy pass, you dominated this, that, the other, rather than, well, I've been second all race and I'm tired of looking at the back of the progressive car and I'm gonna hit Flo right in the face and spin you out.
Yeah. So your winner was Denny Hamlin. For some reason, my top 10 is zoomed in a lot. So if you want to read that, that'd be great.
Look, this is what it is. When you turn it sideways,
look. I can see last names, sort of, but.
So your winner's Denny Hamlin. Chase Briscoe finishes second. Alex Bowman finishes third. I kind of felt like he maybe had a shot at the end.
Yeah.
I think third's probably a really good finish based off of once you saw how the air and everything was, I didn't think there was a shot at him winning. Larson finishes fourth, Ty Gibbs fifth. Yay. Chase Elliott sixth, Bubba Wallace seventh, Ryan Blaney eighth, Chris Buescher 9th, Brad Keselowski 10th.
I feel like RFK is just knocking on the door of a win.
Yeah.
That whole team. I mean, like,
They are kind of like knocking some top 10s down lately.
Yeah.
And like Brad especially too, which I mean, yes, this is still the worst year of his career.
yeah.
He's starting to show some fight now and getting some finishes.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I feel like, I mean, Buescher, I feel like, has been their standout guy. I mean, honestly.
I mean, I think Buescher will probably be the one to win.
Yeah, out of all of them, for sure.
Brad almost won in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Any week, any given week, I feel like any of those cars could come to the track and win.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form.
That's fair. Chase Elliott is now your regular season points leader following a great day turned sour at the end for him and William Byron wrecking.
Yeah. Let's go. But yeah, that's all we got on Dover. Anything else to add on that?
No, not really.
Cool. So, we are heading to the most famous racetrack that exists in the world, pretty much. Only thing that I think could be arguable is Daytona. But either way, we're at Indy this week.
The Brickyard.
The Brickyard 400. I am excited about this one. I like I mean, there's so much history there. I mean, it's cool. Something I noticed with paint schemes, I remember after Throwback Week, I think someone from Indy reached out to Penske about running the 21. Yeah, and they're not running it.
They said they were.
They're not. Look at the paint schemes.
No. I know, but I'm saying like the way it was all said and pitch and everything, it made it sound like it was a done deal. They were running
that's
Indy.
See, look at the 21.
Oh, you know why he's running that? Because that's the title sponsor of the race. So they probably outbid.
That sucks.
That car.
That car does look.
It reminds me of early Ryan Blaney.
Yeah. No, I mean, that one was in the running for my favorite once I saw it finally, because when I first looked today, Penske hadn't put their stuff up.
But like, put the PPG on Logano. We've seen enough of the yellow Pennzoil car.
Yeah.
Ketchup and mustard mobile. You can run the cool throwback again.
Yeah. I mean, because that was one of my favorites from Throwback. Like, I really liked that car. I thought it looked cool. I know it wasn't Throwback to a NASCAR, but it was still cool. But yeah, so that kind of is a good segue into our favorite and our least favorite paint schemes for the week for Indy, the Brickyard 400. Blake, we'll start with the least favorites because we share the favorite. What's your least favorite for this week?
Ryan Preece's Castrol basketball abomination of a race car.
Yeah, that car.
I don't know. The lady that designed it, I don't know the significance behind it or what, like, but they're running it 2 weeks in a row, and I still don't understand it. I don't know what's to take from it. There's like a chess piece on the side of it.
It for some reason reminds me of Barney, like just all the colors together. I don't know.
But then like you can see like it looks like a basketball. There's the chess piece. It's orange, white, and purple primarily, but then there's a red, white, and green Castrol logo on the side. I mean, it's just an absolute like snowball down the hill dumpster fire of a paint scheme.
No, I agree on that one. But my least favorite for this week was Josh Bilicki's Sherfic. I don't know if that's exactly what it is or if it's Sharik. I don't know because if it's an E, part of it's cut off because of the wheel well. It doesn't even say on there who the sponsor is under the mock-up of it.
Oh, yeah.
It just says Josh Bilicki Ford.
Sweet.
I'm like, great, this tells me nothing. Yeah, so that one was my least favorite. I just don't like that car.
Yeah.
But so our favorite for this week. Blake was thinking that I was going to pick something else, and I think if this car hadn't been announced super in advance, I would have picked it. But
I also just think that this paint scheme's better, and the other versions of that paint scheme were a little better.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the one that he thought I was going to pick was Busch Light Lime. Yeah. That'll probably be ran again, I would imagine.
And then it has a probably a better shot at being.
Yeah,
the
it'll
favorite.
probably be the favorite then. But like Busher has been killing it on paint schemes this whole entire year, I think.
Easter Busher.
But yeah, so our favorite this week is Chris Busher's Diet Cherry Coke. I didn't realize this was a new thing. Apparently,
Lily got 4 cases of it yesterday.
Is it good?
I don't know.
Okay, I need to go try it.
I'm sure it is. I like cherry Coke, and Diet Coke really isn't that bad.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. So, I mean, combine those. It's got to be better than just plain Diet Coke.
True. Yeah, no, I saw it at the store the other day. But, this car is just super cool. The neon,
I was about to say, I like how it looks neon.
Yeah.
The little RFK, logo, 3 little fin thing at the bottom glows,
It looks cool. This car is going to look sick on the track.
It's gonna be dope, as Justin would say.
It's going to be dope. Going to be a dope-looking car. Yeah. Any comments on it other than what we said?
No, I think that really covers it.
Cool.
It's just a clean
car.
Yeah.
Looks good. Yeah, like I said, Busher's been killing it with the paint schemes, as you've seen. Last week, I wore my Eat My Senna Dust shirt. This week, Blake did. But yeah, so that's all we got on the paint schemes for this week. On to your past next-gen winners at Indy. This is interesting because I included the road course winners in this because if you go just based off of the typical Indy layout, it's Larson. Last year.
I mean, I don't think there should be any stock in Reddick or McDowell, honestly.
No. I'm not saying that there is.
I'm saying, disclaimer for...
Disclaimer, the 2022 and 2023 were Reddick and McDowell, and that was on the Indy Road course.
So for, fantasy purposes, betting purposes, whatever, put 0 stock in that whatsoever.
For sure. But we got... The trucks are at the Indy... Race Park is what it's called, right?
And I think Indy and ARCA are doing IRP, and then Cup and Xfinity are obviously doing.
You mean truck and ARCA?
Yeah. What did I say?
You said Indy. Yeah, but it's just a short track. Nothing super crazy.
Yeah.
But Blake, who you got on your truck win for this week?
Lane Riggs. It's a short track. I'm gonna hit a Lane Riggs win at some point this year.
Some point. I went with Corey Heim.
Boring.
I know. Very boring.
Boo, tomato.
Boo, tomato. Yeah, Xfinity.
Literally, there's nothing that makes me there's no stat behind this. He's never ran the oval. If you look at previous races, last year was the first year since 2019 that Xfinity ran the oval. So I'm literally picking Carson Quaffle because he's throwing back to Jamie McMurray's win at the Brickyard, and I think that would be a cool full circle moment.
I agree. I'm going with Larson.
Boring.
Yeah, I don't think he wins Cup for this week.
God, I hope not.
But I think he wins Xfinity. I'm not going to say it's an absolute blowout, but I think he has a pretty good shot. I mean, he's going to be in Hendrick equipment.
Yeah, the Hendrick 17's usually a pretty good car to get in.
Yeah, so, we'll see what happens there. On to the Cup race.
Here comes
his boring pick.
Here comes my boring pick, Kyle Larson.
Wow. Who'd have thunk it?
Literally, I don't want him to win it.
Yeah.
This is my thought process on it. The last time he went to Indy, it sucked all of his potential, all of his talent, and hopes and dreams, and just threw it away. He has not been found since.
We've been saying do wellness checks on him.
Yeah, so it just, I don't know, in some way, shape, or form, it just feels right that he's going to come back to Indy and win and end the slump and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a picture-perfect kind of thing for it to do. I'm actually changing mine from who I picked.
Probably not a bad idea.
Damn, okay. So I am going to go with Denny Hamlin.
Oh my God, pick the other one.
No. I'm gonna say that he goes back-to-back again.
Please, God, why? No.
I think that this is either Denny or Larson's race. I mean,
I guess.
I think that he's gonna do it, but that's me.
Basically, neither of us are gonna be mad if our picks are wrong for Cup.
Yeah, no, 100%. like, you know,
Shout out to the guy on TikTok that said we make bad picks.
about to say
Because
yeah, no,
we didn't put bias in this. We didn't pick with our heart. We didn't literally pick the two like layups
yeah,
of
we
Indy,
did for sure.
which definitely means they won't win.
Yeah, no, I mean, it seems like we pick and it's like a curse, typically. I mean, if we're gonna be honest, but yeah, so we're at Indy next week. It's gonna be exciting. We'll be back on Friday with a new episode. Is that all we got for this week?
Yeah, I believe so.
Cool. Well, this has been the Checker Chat. I'm Justin.
I'm Blake.
You guys can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. The podcast is on YouTube also, and on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and you can't forget about it, Audible. That should be on a t-shirt. You can't forget about it, Audible, the Checkered Chat. Anyways, we will see you guys next week. Bye.